Hello. Hello. My name is Sir Linkalot, as I like to link a lot. Linking is a fun and easy way to remember things by trying to find a connection. A link. Oh, a link. And it is really good for spelling. It's fantastic for spelling. Before I start today's lesson, I've got two shoutouts. Two shoutouts. Shoutouts. Yeah. The first one up is from 8-year-old Freddie, who said, for the spelling of mouth, the third letter. That's not, it could be a W. Of course it could be a W. Of course it could. It's a U. And he cleverly said, in fact, let's put you on the clock here. Let's ask you if you can think of a link here. The letter U, what could that be to do with mouth? The letter U. Okay? Let's put you on the clock. Here we go. Yeah, what did you get? What did you get? How about this one? A smiley mouth is a U. There is a mouth in the middle of the word, and that's what he thought of. Check out Freddie. Go Freddie. Go Freddie. Very good, Freddie. If you thought of that, very good as well. Or it could be a tongue. Could be a tongue. Looks like a U, doesn't it? It's not a mouth. Brilliant. So clever. Nice work, friends. And the word out also is there. Out. So put your tongue out. Out. And now you can spell out. All these words inside words. We love words inside words. The next shout out is from 10-year-old twins called Louis. I'm hoping it's Louis, not Louis. It's Louis. I'm guessing it's Louis because it's Louis and Eve. French Eve. Y-V-E-S. I reckon it must be Louis, like King Louis. It's got to be. If not, apologies for the spelling of thorough, which is a really, that's Thurrer. Thorough. That's what you'd have thought. Thorough. And they said, genius, they said, the first four letters, Thor. Oh, the Norse god, Thor. With lightning, thunder, Thor. Yeah, come on. Thor at the start, they said, Thor, oh, you great hero. You superhero. Thor, oh, you great hero. Oh. So that's a word inside a word, Thor. Then O sounds like the word O-O-H. Then U sounds like the word you. And then the G of great and the H of hero. Oh, you great hero. Really good. How good is that? Very good. It's a really top link. That's combining 2 or 3 techniques there. Words inside words. Things that are letters that sound like words. And in a way, using an acrostic at the end, which I'll come back to in a second. An acrostic. So Thor and then O-U-G-H. Oh, you great hero. Great link. That's their link for the spelling of thorough, which is fantastic. Now, I've done a different one for thorough. Which one do you prefer? Hopefully you like both. Mine is very toilet humour-like. Oh, it's very childish, but we love childish. We love childish. Over to my link. Thorough. The 2 O's are a pair of eyes, and at the end of the word you will see a sound of disapproval. Take a thorough look at this. Ugh. Please. Come on. Oh. Marvellous. And here is a link for the word author, which has got something to do with Louis and Eve's bit of genius. Author. A, which is the first letter of the word all, and the letter U are followed by the Norse god of thunder and lightning, Thor. All you Thor fans are going to love this one. Wouldn't it be marvellous to be a comic book author? Thor. I just love saying Thor. Right, so thank you for your shout-outs. Good stuff. Keep them coming. We love these shout-outs. They're brilliant. Oh, I love it. You got yourselves a badge. Yeah. And a pencil in this shout-out, of course. Brilliant stuff. So today's lesson is more acrostics. Levels 3 to 5. And Susie stories. We've got Lady Lex on the show today. We love Lady Lex. So, acrostics is the first letter of a sentence, of each word of a sentence can spell another word. Like, you may know the one for because, which is quite often used. I've got a different technique for it. But like big elephants can't always understand small elephants. The first letter of each word, that's called an acrostic. You get acrostic poems sometimes with the first letter of each word and the first word on a line. The beginning first letter of each of the words in the line spells another word. You get acrostic poems at the start or the end or in the middle. Acrostics, a great technique, which Louis and Eve put into practice there. Oh, you great hero. That's an acrostic. It's the first letter of each, but it sounds like a word, which is okay, like you sounds like you. That's not the first letter of the word you. That's a Y, but it's still good enough. I'm happy with that. So, the first one is, what a word. This is a great, great link. And it's not mine. I was told this years ago by somebody. It's brilliant. It is. The word is... It's what I've got in spades. Rhythm. Yeah. Rhythm. Rhythm. It's a lovely word, but look at it. Look at it. Rhythm. R-I-T-H-E-R-M. I reckon. Rhythm. R-I-T-H-E-R-M. Oh no, that's nowhere near. Look. After the R, it's just carnage. Carnage. Oh, what do you... At the end, rhythm. Okay, you got the M maybe. The M, but in the middle... What's that? What's that? Rhythm. T-H. Surely there's an E or a vowel after the H. Come on. What? It's so hard. This is a great link. So it's not mine. Over to this brilliant link. Yeah. Rhythm. The first letters of the following words spell the word rhythm. A rhythm helps your two hips move. Rhythm helps your two hips move. A 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 rhythm helps your two hips move. Rhythm helps your two hips move. Rhythm helps your two hips move. Children love that. I know in schools, whole school classes do it. Rhythm helps your two hips move. Brilliant. Such a cool link. And it's not mine. The next one up, similar word. Rhyme. Rhyme. Now, R-I-M-E is actually a word, but it's a rare word. So the H-Y replaces the I there. The H-Y replaces the I. Could that work? No, really. So, again, this one is not mine. I was told this years ago by somebody. It's very, very clever. Over to the link. It doesn't stink. That was a rhyme. That was rubbish. Goodbye. Rhyme. Yo, bro. Sup? The first letters of the following words spell the word rhyme. Rhymes help you match endings. Thanks, dude. Is it in? You know it is. Oh, that's a good one. Rhymes help you match endings. Tremendous stuff. Brilliant. The next one up is... Yacht. Yacht. Y-O-T. I mean, come on. It's got to be, isn't it? I mean, Y-O-T. Like got. I got a yacht. A toy yacht. G-O-T-Y-O-A-C-H. Yatcha. Yatch. Or Yacht. It's like a sneeze. Yatcha. Yatcha. Yatcha! Yatcha! Over to this really clever link, which is not mine. Again, this is not mine. None of these links so far today are mine. No! Yacht. The first letters of the following words spell the word yacht. Yachts always catch high tide. That is a great link. But I'm about to say that because that's my sister. Frances Kingston in her 50s, she thought of that. Genius. She's a teacher. Brilliant stuff. What a great link. Now, children, you can get your name in the app. Send me your tricks. You obviously get the shout out, the badge, the pencil, but you can get your name on the app. How cool is that? The next one up is... Dilemma. Which means you've got a choice. Oh, I'm a bit of a pickle. Do I do that or that? One of two things normally. Do I go on the Sir Linkalot app or do I play my gadget? Do both. Go on the app. Earn your gadget time. Earn it. Earn it. All right? Dilemma's a great word. It's those L's and the M's. Oh, the L's and the M's. Oh, the L's and the M's. The L's and the M's. Ah. Now this one, I've used a part acrostic for the first three letters, then someone's name at the end. Someone's name. Look, look, look. So there's two techniques, an acrostic and a word inside a word. Over to my link. Dilemma. D for do is next to the letter I, which is followed by the letter L for leave, that is next to the name Emma. Do I leave Emma? That's my dilemma. Dilemma. A great word. I love that word, dilemma. The origin of that word, lemma, is a sort of a theme or an argument, and die is twice. So like two arguments. It's a beautiful origin of, great origin for a word. Now, talking of which, it's now the queen of origins of words and all things like that, and etymology. It is Lady Lex time. Lady Lex, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. And did you know you can have a trilemma if you're kind of really stuck between three things? And yeah, so it goes on. You know, if you've got three lots of sweets that you're trying to choose from, you're in a trilemma.
Yeah, good shout. Just take all three. Yeah, it's great.
That's a good point.
Good. In fact, there are many more Susie stories to come on the app. You'll be doing loads more. I think maybe that could be one worth doing, possibly. Do you think, dilemma?
Yes, that's a good one. I like it.
It's a lovely word. It's a really good, like the government had a dilemma. It's a lovely word, but children, the L's and the M's are a real issue, aren't they? But prefixes, that sort of thing helps as well, isn't it?
Yes, prefixes. And we've got whole lessons on prefixes, haven't we? And whole stories there. So, there's a lot that people can explore. Yeah, I think prefixes are great. We've done a good bunch and there's loads more to come. They're interesting, but also they really help with the spelling, don't they? You know, it's a real issue at the start. You know, like if you take off a certain prefix and think, oh, is it one or two S's? Well, look, if you take off the S and you're left with a word beginning with a vowel and the word begins with an S, it really helps the spelling, doesn't it? It really, really does. And that's true, actually, not just to prefixes, but a lot of elements in spelling. So if you know about an extraterrestrial and you know about terrain and you know about Mediterranean, they're all linked. And if you know the links between them, you know that it's double R in there always. Yes, good one. That's a good one. It's really, this is why I think the whole thing works really well. So Linkalot with little bits and bobs and then you just firming it all up and just bringing the whole thing. It just makes it more depth and a lot of these things we don't need Sir Linkalot anyway, as we said before. You know, it's not all about Sir Linkalot's there to sort of just help people along when they've got a little stumbling block, you know. Exactly. Right, here's an interesting one. I've had this, people have asked this one to me many times. Why don't we spell the words, any word, why don't we spell it phonetically? Okay, because there are some phonetic languages out there, aren't there? Yeah, there are phonetic languages. There are definitely languages that are much, much easier than English. And we have talked before, Sir Linkalot, about how English has been influenced by so many different peoples over the course of its history, whether it was the Vikings, whether it was the Norman conquerors, whether it was monks during a period where they wanted English to look more classical, so they turned back to Latin. And Latin, of course, is at the heart of many more words. And that in turn often goes back to Greek. I mean, a phenomenal number of influences, which is what makes it so special, but it does also make our spelling very tricky. It does, but the great thing about what the history of words is, it's never going to stop. So it's not going to say one day, right, that's it, we're all finished now, no more. We can't. It's going to evolve. It's never going to stop, is it? Surely. No, it's never going to stop. One thing that's quite interesting, though, is I think perhaps over time we might be making it slightly easier when it comes to spelling. I'm not sure if that's completely true. But, for example, we in a grammatical sense, we're changing things so that the past tense of verbs is a little bit easier. So whereas in Old English, we used to love making what was called strong past tenses. So, we have go and went. In America, you have sneak and then snuck, which I really like, I have to say, because I like what we call the strong verbs. I like the way that they change in the past tense. But when we create new verbs these days, we just stick ed on the end. So we're definitely moving away from those quite interesting past tenses. So that's just one example of how English is changing.
I like with double EPED, there's like slept, wept, crept, there's about 4 or 5, but some they keep the double EPED.
Yes, and then there's dreamt, which has got the MT, and that's quite, whereas I think if dream was something we invented these days, we would have definitely say dreamed.
Yeah, I agree. And dreamt is the only, well, certainly regular word, it's the only word ending MT.
MT.
Which is it's very rare. Now, so back to phonetic things, right? I've got a great example here. I think we shouldn't go down the spelling, the phonetics route, because to me the whole thing collapses. The word I've got here, or the root word, is nature. So there's nation, natural, nature, naive, that's a great, your Susie story for that. I think that's probably better than mine, Evian backwards. Well, I don't know, really. They're both great, but native without the T by is a brilliant one. Native itself. Nativity, national. Now, if we spell those words phonetically, only one NAT, there's only one of those 7 or 8, there's one of those 7 words keeps NAT. Nation would be NAYSH. Nature, NAYCH. Naive, NYEEV. Native, NAYT. Nativity, NERT. National, NASH. So natural is the only one that will keep NAT. And as you know, like innate and natere, to me, if we go down that route, it all falls apart completely, doesn't it?
Yes, it does fall apart unless you have ways of remembering them. But, remember that behind each of these words lies a story, lies a different influence, maybe lies even one particular person who decided to pronounce something in a different way. And spelling and sound, as you remember, they went separate ways a very long time ago. And it's very, very difficult to judge a word's spelling by its sound for quite a lot of words in English. So I think some people, some linguists judge that about 75% of words might be kind of just about doable phonetically, but that leaves a quarter of words which you can't actually then spell simply on the basis of sound. And that's an awful lot. That's 1 in 4. That's a huge percentage. And also things like nature, if you spell it N-A-Y, let's say N-A-Y for the sake of argument, N-A-Y, C-H-E-R, nature, for example, okay? Now, in Spanish and Italian, of course, and naturo, if they're learning English, you say, right, okay, what's the English for our word? It's virtually the same. We put the, no, it's N-A-Y-C-A. Oh, that makes it a lot harder to learn English. And also, for us to learn Spanish, we to N-A-Y, no, it's not N-A-Y, yeah, it is N-A-Y, but so learning other languages, because they all got a lot of the same root, it makes it more difficult to learn other languages if we change it to N-A-Y-C-H-R, wouldn't it? Yes, that's true. I mean, for a word detective like me, it's wonderful to have those links between the different languages, because then you can plot the footsteps and the journey that each individual word has taken. And quite often a word may have started in Latin, but will have passed through sometimes 4, if not 5 languages along the way. Like the word unit and union, if you spelled it Y-O-O-N-I-T, and union and unite, Y-O-O-N-I-T-E, that all collapses. Like uno and French, Spanish again, and that all collapses. Or like if you say use Y-O-O-Z, use, but useful, there's the S, then that again collapses. So it's a very risky game. I also think, like the word recommend, for example, recommend, you could spell it R-E-C-K-E-R-M-E-N-D. Why not? Recommend. But then you lose commend, commendation. And re-comment, the re, which is again...
Yeah.
So yes, there's all sorts of things that you lose, and you're right. And also, I would just say we're so lucky, most of us, that English is our native language. I know it's not everybody's, but it is a lot harder for those coming to it, afresh, because obviously we're exposed to these spellings from quite an early age. And the more you read, the more you encounter them, and the more they just unconsciously lodge in your mind. But when you come to it as a non-native speaker, it does then become a little bit trickier. But that's where Sir Linkalot can really help.
Absolutely. This is why I think the reason why people have said over the years, I think, oh, let's spell it phonetically. Well, why? Well, because we're struggling to spell these words. Yeah, but hold it. If we had still Linkalot 50 years ago, you wouldn't be going down this route. You're suggesting it because it's tricky, but not anymore, children. Not anymore. So forget suggesting spelling it phonetically because Sir Linkalot's helping you spell all these words. You don't need to go down that desperate route. I think that's a fairly valid point. The other one is people say, well, why don't you, last thing very quickly, why don't you spell the word, why don't you pronounce the word as it looks? So let's say the numbers 1 to 10 very quickly, right? The numbers 1 to 10. Okay, honour, toi. 3 is okay. Fo, ara, wrong. Fo, fifth, 6, that's all right. 7. There's the one. Here is the one. A 5-syllable word, 5 letters. 5 syllables, 5 letters, and then nina, and then 10. That's just carnage, isn't it?
Yes, it's true. And at the other end, a lot of people over the centuries have said, we need to change our spelling system. We need a simplified spelling system. And a man called Noah Webster in the United States, he did simplify quite a lot of British spellings for American English to make it more phonetic. And, it completely makes sense. So centre is with an ER at the end rather than the RE. And the only reason ours has an RE is because we had the Normans come and invade our country and their French is centre, RE. So we changed it to match the Normans because they were the conquerors, they were the sort of bosses, and we wanted to be part of that elite. So you might say that American spelling, not in every case at all, but is a little bit more phonetic. But the problem with simplifying our spelling is it doesn't work for everything. And those countries that have government, if you like, so an academy that sets out the rules for the language, those ones that have tried to change their spelling system have caused or seen complete chaos sometimes. So that happened in Germany, where they got rid of a particular character in their alphabet for the double S, the S set as it was called. So it was suddenly taken out of all textbooks had to be reprinted, etc. And nobody was sure when it was coming in, nobody was sure whether could we still use it or is it now forbidden, and it caused a real headache. So it's not as easy as you might think.
I agree. And it's a good point you make, because people around the world learning English as a second language, if we said, right, we're now going to spell the word use as Y-O-O-Z, well, we've got to change around the world, and you've got to get them to buy into that.
Yes.
And they'll say, no, not even that. Because with us, the Italian, big fat no. And it's just carnage.
Then, it might be that, as English very slowly evolves, it might be that we change some spellings to become more phonetic. It might well be, but it will be a slow change rather than an overnight one. I think an overnight one would be chaos and disastrous.
I agree. But the reason for people wanting to do the phonetic thing is purely because they're struggling to spell it. Isn't that right?
Yeah, of course, you can understand the motivation for wanting to simplify spelling. It's just, I would just issue a warning that it's not as easy as you might think.
Well, you say to people, I want to change spelling because I can't spell it phonetic. Well, hold it. With Sir Linkalot, you can. Don't worry about it. All done. Do not change another word again. Sir Linkalot and Lady Lex are here to put the handbrakes on. We're stopping it. No more discussions about changing it phonetically. Forget it. Because what's happening at the results, children's spelling, the stories I get, Lady Lex, from children, it's unbelievable.
I know, they are amazing.
It's incredible. It's not like it works a bit. It's a massive game changer. It's so exciting. Brilliant.
But it's also, hats off to the kids who just get it and work really hard. And I think there are so many, if you're watching and you have been, getting some results from the Sir Linkalot app, this is down to you. So very, very well done.
One last thing very quick before we go. It's as of last month, children can now send me their tricks by their parents or teachers. Or
excellent.
Else. And if it's really good, I'm going to put theirs up in the app. And I did it 2 weeks ago with a boy, 7-year-old boy called Tom. His name's on the app. For autumn, his trick for autumn is better than mine. I've got rid of mine. He's up there in lights and he's so happy. He thinks, I've beaten Sir Linkalot. Well, actually, you have. That is a better one.
What's his trick?
His is the end. At the end is an umbrella. Okay? And the autumn weather has blown it upside down.
Love
and
it.
the U in the middle. Okay, and you see the umbrella going from N to a U. Now,
that's brilliant.
It's brilliant, but he didn't cover the AU bit. So I, like an assist, I said, an umbrella and AU at the end to help it. So that was that, but he thought that mine was more crowbar than that. His was a beautiful visual link, and he's got the word autumn in there as well. So
of course.
And
well done.
Isn't that great? So that's the great thing about the whole app It's not all about us two. We're just kicking it off and just getting it going. And that's, children can join in, parents, anybody can join in. And that's the beauty of it, I think.
I agree. I agree.
Lady Lex, we love you, of course, we always do. Now let's show two very relevant Susie stories for the word natural and the word naive.
The word naive is really just native with a missing T. Its origin was the Latin nativus, meaning natural, because a naive person was seen as natural, unsophisticated and innocent. Today, it has that same meaning of inexperienced, just like someone in their natural, native state. The word natural came to us from Latin and a word meaning to be born. When we're born, we're in the most natural state possible. The same Latin word also gave us native, a person born in a particular land, nativity, the birth of Jesus, and nation, where people are often born from common ancestors. And the neonatal unit in a hospital means the unit for those who are newly born.
Sir Linkalot Jr. and Little Lex. Great characters. Tremendous. Brilliant Susie stories. It's great to get her on. So good to get Lady Lex on this in these lessons. Brilliant stuff. A natural naive, there's a natural link there. A natural link. Like naive, put a T inside it, native. From the same root. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. Anyway, that ends today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed the show. An acrostic is a great technique. It's overused, massively overused, but it definitely has its place. Only do it when most of the word is really difficult. If only one bit is difficult, don't do an acrostic. Don't get every letter involved if only a tiny bit is tricky. Okay, very sound advice. If you've got any good links, let me know, will you? Come on. You get yourself in this one of the lessons, you get a shout out, pencils, badges and all sorts. You can get yourself in the app, your name on the app, like Francis Kingston did, yeah? Here's a couple of badges you could win. Calendar end is in the middle, funny enough, and then the A of April and A of August, the two A's in at the start and the end. Oh, it's a good one, that's a good one. We love that one. We've got Lady Lex, of course, Lady Lex. Lady Lexicographer, it's a great word. Lady Lexicographer. What do? I'm a plumber. Okay, I'm a lexicographer. Check that out. All right, I only asked. I'm a lexicographer. I'm a lexicographer. Grrr, I'm a lexicographer. All right. Calm down. It's a great job title. Brilliant. Then you got the man himself. The name of the app is Sir Linkalot. Is it in? Oh, you know it.